Good afternoon. I have with me today Madam Nguyen Tuyet Minh, who's Chairwoman of the Vietnamese Entrepreneurship Council. Madam Minh, Vietnam is one of those countries that is so inspiring for women all over the world. Women entrepreneurs in Vietnam have been seen by people all over the world, and for every single one of us who's visited your country, they're a source of inspiration. So it's a great opportunity for us to learn about financial inclusion, very specifically with this target segment of women in Vietnam. So from your perspective, from an association that supports women entrepreneurs, what are some of the key barriers that affect the financial inclusion of women entrepreneurs?
As you know, in Vietnam, business women very grow fastly with very good policy from government and open market. And however, business women have some difficulty to access financial resource. In 2009, we Vietnam Women Entrepreneur Council cooperates with UNIDO to implement the survey, talk about the constraints of the women when they start their business, and also assess finance. And we find that business women very difficulty to access loan from the bank because they lack a mortgage for the bank, and they lack of the knowledge to develop the project or action plan, and they have no time to join, limit time to join network, and lack information about the financial resource and non-financial services, and some difficulty, some challenge for them to get loan from the officially services as bank and microfinance.
So you talked about very pro-women or pro-entrepreneur policies from the government of Vietnam. So there's obviously work already in place for enabling policy environment. What remains to be done to get the missing gaps addressed? For instance, collateral is an issue for women entrepreneurs in other parts of the world. Papers and record keeping and having the right background documentation when you're applying for a bank loan. These are all the challenges that women entrepreneurs in other countries have listed as barriers. Do these affect the women in your country as well? And how have you been helping in resolving these matters?
And you know, the same as a country in ASEAN, Vietnam have many business women have some difficulty to get loan. The government recognize this issue. They give the policy, some financial policy for the women. For example, Vietnam now have a financial policy for the poor, and almost of them as women, they can get a loan from the social policy, the bank for the social policy. And besides that, the government have allowed the bank open, you know, include besides the state bank, they allow the private bank and venture bank, joint venture bank, joint stock bank, and especially the foreigner bank in Vietnam, and developed many financial microfinance, and this is very good for women to approach. Besides that, we also have a policy to allow the credit guarantee fund and bank guarantee services and something like that. So people, women, easy to overcome what they need, especially the lack of the collateral.
Exactly.
Yes.
What about women who are in the marginalized groups? For instance, ethnic minorities. We have large numbers of people in the north who are ethnic minorities. There are craftswomen, and there are also women who are not necessarily entrepreneurs, but are forced into self-employment and entrepreneurship because of economic constraints. Are there projects, initiatives to support these particularly vulnerable women?
Vulnerable, yeah. And I would like to introduce about the financial policy for the poor. And in the poor, in the rural, they have get the loan from the social policy bank in Vietnam, and social policy bank have a very good policy for the poor. They cooperate with the local resident, and local resident they select the poorest in the area, and they vote for some people to get gratuity for the bank, and after that they work as a guarantee, yeah, guarantee, yeah, for the poor in the local resident, and the bank give a loan for the poor, and the local government contact very closely with the poor, especially the women, and they give the women consultation services, and deal with some difficulty when they use the loan, and they consult them how to use it effectively, and give the consultation services when they have a difficulty to run their business, and after that they come back with the bank, and the poor develop their business and give money from bank. And yesterday I asked the representative from the social policy bank. They said that nearly 98% recover. The money is come back from the bank after they give a loan for the poor. Very good example.
That is indeed good news, and this is inspiring for the future of entrepreneurship, particularly women's entrepreneurship in Vietnam. It's been a pleasure to speak with you. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good conference.
Thank you.